Hi everyone, my name is Kevin. Today I want to show you how you can both get and also use WhatsApp to stay in touch with family, friends, and also acquaintances. So first off, what is WhatsApp? Well, WhatsApp is a communication tool that allows you to send messages to others. It also allows you to call others, and it also allows you to have video chats with others so you can see the other person in real time. And with all three of those, you could either communicate with one other person or with groups of people. So you have lots of options. Now, WhatsApp originally comes from What's Up as a way to kick off a communication. Now, why use WhatsApp? There are many other communication tools out there. WhatsApp is one of the most dominant and one of the most used communication tools. And part of the reason why is WhatsApp really came to be during the time when most people use simply their cell phone text messaging or their cell phone calling to stay in touch with others. Now, at the time, one of the problems was if you wanted to text message people a lot, cell phone companies charged a lot of money for that. At one point in time, it was 5-10 cents per text message. Also, if you wanted to call people in other countries, and this is still a problem today, cell carriers charge a lot of money to do that. With WhatsApp, what they do is they run through the data on your phone, so they don't charge you by phone call, they don't charge you by text message. In fact, there's no charge at all. It simply leverages your data, and so they got the cost so low, so dramatically low to stay in touch with others. People flocked to WhatsApp. Now, the second thing that really drove WhatsApp's success is when you sign up for WhatsApp, you enter your phone number. And by entering your phone number, what they do is that's your unique identifier on WhatsApp. And so when you join WhatsApp and you launch the app, what they'll do is they'll look at all the contacts on your phone and all their phone numbers, and then it'll take those phone numbers, look at all of the WhatsApp members, and see if there are any matches. When you start using WhatsApp, what happens then is you have this immediate network of people you could call. Now, those two things really helped propel WhatsApp to become one of the dominant messaging players. All right, well, enough talk. Why don't we jump in and I'll show you first off how you could get WhatsApp. And the way we're going to get WhatsApp is on an iPhone, which I have today. We're going to go to the App Store. But if you have an Android phone, you could follow along just as easily. You're going to go to the Play Store to get WhatsApp. Once we launch WhatsApp, the interface, whether you're on an iPhone or an Android phone, is pretty similar. So either way, you'll be able to follow along. So what I'm going to do is first off, I'm going to click into the App Store. And within the App Store, the easiest way to get to WhatsApp is to simply search for WhatsApp. And so in the bottom right hand corner, I see the search icon or the magnifying glass. I'm going to go ahead and let's click on that, and I'm going to click into the search field, and now I'm simply going to type in WhatsApp. You could type it as one word. You don't need any spaces, no apostrophe, simply WhatsApp. Then I'm going to go ahead and search for it, and the top result is the WhatsApp Messenger. Now, what you could do is you could either click to install it. In my case, I already have it, so I'm going to click on Open. But if you don't have it yet, click on Install. I'm going to go ahead and click on Open, and this will launch WhatsApp, and here it drops me in the app. And now what I want to do is I want to walk through how you can use it. And we're going to start on the leftmost pivot on the bottom bar, the one titled Status. And now what Status is, this is simply a way you could project out or communicate to all your friends what your current status is. And I've just left it as the default one. I don't have a status, but you could take a photo if you want some photo associated with status, or you could click on this pencil and you could type in status. I'll go ahead and type something. Now that I've sent it out, what it'll do is it'll keep this status for 24 hours and then it'll reset. So it's a way where you could communicate out to your friends just what you're currently up to or what you're doing, or maybe you want to say, hey, I'm available now or I'm not available. So whatever you want to use that for, you could communicate out to others. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click into the next pivot on the bottom bar, and this one is titled Calls. Now this is where you're going to make all your phone calls within WhatsApp, and so here you'll see that I have a record of 3 recent calls that I've made. If you've missed any calls, I could also click on Miss and I could see a record of that. And what you could do is if you want to call someone on an iPhone, in the top right hand corner, you'll see a phone icon with a plus. If you click on that, that'll allow you to set up or basically create a new call. So I'm going to click on that. And what that'll do is it'll open up all your contacts. And within this call view, what you'll see is you have a phone icon and also a video icon. Clicking on the phone icon will kick off a phone call. clicking on the video icon will kick off a video call. So depending on whether you want someone to see your beautiful face or not, you could choose which one you want to click on. They also have something called a new group call, and I'm going to click on that. What's interesting is you could immediately kick off a call with up to 7 participants. So it's kind of like a conference call that you could kick off. So a nice way where you, let's say you have, a few kids and maybe you want to call them all at once and talk to them at once, you could go ahead and do that. Or you could see who's ignoring you and who's not, and who picks up first when you call. So that's how you could kick off a group call. So pretty nice calling capabilities. What you can also do here at the top, if I click in the search field, I could also type in a name, and I'm going to go ahead and type in my mom's name. And so if I click on her, what that'll do is it'll kick off a phone call, and you have your standard controls of speaker, mute, and also hang up, and you could turn it into a video call. Now the thing is, I'm on the West Coast, my mom's on the East Coast, so it's a bit later out there, so I feel bad for calling her, so I should probably hang up. So now what I'm going to do is, this is the call view. Now if we look back at the bottom pivot, there is the camera. So I'm going to click on the camera, and what I could do is I'll take a quick picture of myself. It's a little blurry, but what I can do is I'm going to swipe up. You could apply different filters, so very much like Instagram. Maybe I want myself to pop a little more. And on the top right-hand corner, you have different controls where you could flip, you could crop, you could throw different stickers on top, so maybe a little coffee mug for some random reason. You could also put text on top, so I'm just going to say hi. And I could go ahead and I could even annotate this photo with pen. So maybe I want to circle my face. Once again, I don't know why, but you can do that. And then what you could do is I could type in a caption, and I could go ahead and send this to someone, and I could select a person I want to send this to. So I will go ahead and I'll send this to my mom, so she could get a photo of what I look like. So within the camera view, the nice thing there is that lets you create content first and then choose who you want to send it to. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to jump over on the bottom bar again. We're going to jump one more over, and we're going to go into chats. So here I see my chat view. So here what I could do is I could see all of my existing chats if I have any. What I could do is in the top right hand corner, there's an icon to create a new chat. So I'm going to click on that. Once I click on that, I could go ahead and set up a new chat. So what I could do is I could click on an individual to start chatting with one individual, or what I could do is I could create a group. And with this group, unlike a phone call, I could set up a chat group with up to 256 users. So I could communicate with a lot of people. So maybe you have a really big family. Maybe you have kids and they have kids. And so maybe you're a grandparent and you've got a massive family. Chances are it's under 256 and you can stay in touch with all of them. So here I could go in and I could select multiple people if that's what I would like to do. But I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. You have two things within here. You could also simply click on new group or broadcast list. So if I click on new group, that brings me back to this group view. A broadcast list is somewhat, it sounds like a group, but not quite. With a broadcast list, it's more you're communicating out, and you don't want the different individuals who you're communicating out to communicate with one another. If they respond, it'll simply go to you. Versus with a group, everyone can communicate with one another. So it depends on how you want to communicate. Maybe you have a big family and you just want to communicate out, but you don't want them to talk to one another. You could do that too. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to click into the conversation with my mom and show you some of the things that you could do within here. Even from within the chat view, once again, in the top right-hand corner, you have the ability to kick off a video call. You also have the ability to kick off a phone call, so you could do that from within a chat. Maybe you start with a chat, you start messaging back and forth, and then it turns out that it's taking too long to type everything back and forth. You could quickly jump to other forms of communication. WhatsApp makes that really easy. So here I'm going to go down. What you could do is I could click in here, I could type in text. If I click on the plus icon, I could insert documents, I could use the camera, I could pick existing photos from my photo library, I could send my location, my contact information, so lots of different things I could share. I could also share different icons or Giphies. I could also load the camera, and if I click on the microphone, I could record audio and then send an audio clip. So maybe I don't want to call, but I still want to say, hey, I love you, Mom, or I miss you. Hey, I'll call you tomorrow. So I could say things like that. Those are all the things you could do within a chat message. I'm going to go back, and the last thing we're going to look at now is over on the bottom right-hand corner. The last pivot that we have is the one called settings. So I'm going to go ahead and click into settings, and the first thing that we see here is my lovely picture at the top, and I'm going to click into that. Here I could edit my name, I could edit my photo. I also have my phone number, which I blurred out, otherwise I might get a bunch of phone calls. And I have some other things in here where I can manage my account, my chat, my notification settings. I could even tell a friend about WhatsApp. All right, well, that is a very quick tutorial of how you can use WhatsApp to stay in touch with family, friends, and also acquaintances. It's a very well-designed app that's pretty easy to use, and hopefully this tutorial got you off and got you running with WhatsApp. If you found this tutorial helpful and now you're a master or maybe at least a beginner with WhatsApp, please give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll get a notification anytime new content like this comes out. And lastly, if you want to see me cover any other videos in the future, let's say you have any burning tech questions that you would love for me to answer, leave a comment down below. I read them all and I'll add it to my list of videos to create. All right, well, that's all I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed and I hope to see you next time. Bye.